Speaking of pirates,
we're losing it. We're losing ourselves. It is Battletech Oath of Endosteel Season 4, Episode 7, 3045. These guys are completely loose. Our pre-game chat went totally wild. Eric won't stop taking shots at me.
I can't wait to welcome you to this bizarre energy we've created on the Zoom call today.
It is really odd. It's even for us. It is an odd energy.
Yeah, we definitely have a drug dealer apartment energy.
Oh,
it's
my
really
God.
awkward. You don't want to be here too long.
Eric is being self-depreciating today.
I asked you if you want to play Xbox, man. You'd say no.
Like, I think I'm just gonna go, man.
Amazing.
Anyways,
God,
hey, we made it here to this episode, friends, and we're gonna get started. As you may recall, we are in the lead up to the Kerensky Ball. I let these guys do whatever they want in terms of letters they want to send or events that they want to have happen before the ball. They have entered into a state of immense personal activity. So I will let whoever wants to go first go first.
Yeah, I'd love to go first.
I will
would love
also
to
intersperse letters that you all have received during your in-between scenes.
Can you refresh my memory what time of this, like what season or like what month the Kerensky Ball happens in?
The Kerensky Ball happens on November the 5th.
Oh, perfect. So like
Immediately
that
after
be
your
weird.
birthday on October the 31st.
Right. So that wouldn't be weird if I set a scene in like the equivalent of like a Swiss chalet on here at like the Alpine ski resort thing that we're at. Right.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we're coming off of like the VTOL to the Alpine ski resort. I think
just
it's
a big wave of snow going in every direction.
It's our family's private
the
VTOL
McDougall winter retreat.
Yeah, it's Lachlan's chalet, it's where we go all the winter. It's the best ski spot. And Celeste is there for sure. Athena's probably there.
Chateau Meshikov.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea that it's
he named it after his
dead wife.
Whittington.
Yeah.
It's the Switzerland of Whittington, because isn't the Federated Sons just an amalgamation of all the Western European cultures?
More or less. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, it's all the Swiss people are here in our fake Alps.
Yeah, and we get into
the Whittington Alps.
We get into the suburban grab vehicles that drive us to the rest of the chalet. And so as the doors close into the SUV or whatever, we have our conversation.
Well, who's present?
I just said the three of us.
The three of you. Okay.
Yeah.
And is Fish here?
No, he's in a separate caller.
Okay. All right.
I think this is just a family thing. So I probably told him, we probably saw the scene like, no, the other one for this one. And he's like, what the? And I'm like, so.
All right.
Look, I'm channeling Succession energy here. Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. In the spirit of that, then before Angus has a chance to say anything, Celeste just smirks at him and goes, "Oh, babysitter's taking the other car today. Good for you."
Yeah. Well, babysitters shouldn't hear what I'm about to tell you to. Listen.
Brother have plans.
Yeah, sis. Listen, I need help.
That's no surprise.
I know. I thought you were going to give me a list of the greatest psychologists here in Whittington, but good one. All right. Kind of expected better from you, I guess, or whatever. Anyways, maybe you can expect better view with the actually help. Let me finish my sentence, sis.
All right.
Listen, my engagement needs to end. I am not going to be under the thumb of Tamari Hiroka. And I will do whatever it takes for both of you. I am groveling at your feet. I need to make her pay. And I think the way to do it is through Carmen.
Okay.
I'm being direct.
Boy.
I'm going straight to the jugular with you two.
You're going to break this poor girl's heart, aren't you?
I know. I'm going to break mine.
Angus, normally I would tell you to fuck right off with involving me in your personal drama, but if there is any cause that I can get behind, it's the cause of not getting married. So I will help you.
Oh. Thank you.
Well,
in or out, looking at Athena. Look,
I mean, this is going to stir up a lot of trouble, brother.
I know, and that's why we got a little war council set up in the chateau.
How are you going to make sure that it doesn't fall on you?
Yeah, that's a good point. Tamari is a mean bitch, but she sure is smart. I'm not pulling the wool over her eyes is not going to be a simple thing.
No, that's why I think we have to use their daughters. They're easier to control.
Well, this is quite the machination from you, Angus.
Look,
if you can prove to me that it won't fall back on us, then I'll have some favors.
How greasy are you looking to get here, Angus? This is starting to sound pretty dark.
I'm not looking to till death do us part and her be a widow, if that's what you're thinking. I'm thinking there's a social way to do this in a way that us McDougalls can wipe our hands clean of this engagement, and it'd be like a no fault kind of parting, and all the stink lays right on the Hirokan Highlands, along with the rest of the tainted things in the mountain fields. Whenever those LRMs are there, and
those poor warblers.
Yeah, it's two poor warblers.
The more I hear about this plan, the less I like it, frankly. I thought that you were planning to, man up, tell Tamari that the price was too steep, and get out of the marriage.
Yeah, but that makes me look weak. Why don't we do this while we look strong? Instead.
What do you mean we?
She has a point, brother. How do we benefit?
I'm offering you my service. Anything from the starport. This is
anything.
And I am literally like physically, socially, I'm stabbing myself right now when I say this. A blank check. If you would help me.
A blank check favor.
I won't rib you on Dad's birthdays. I will say everything nice. I will be the best godfather / uncle / whatever to future kids for the rest of my life. I promise.
Well, let's not make promises you can't keep. The blank check favor is a pretty good deal.
That is good.
Listen, I'm desperate.
I think there's a moment where Celeste looks at Athena and maybe.
I'm wondering if there's any way.
I understand.
So here's my question, Eric. And if you don't want to do this,
tell me.
Fine.
No, for sure.
But I'm wondering if there's a way you could roll, basically just roll against. It doesn't need to even be against something, but basically roll to persuade Celeste like you might in an NPC, because where I'm coming from right now is it's sort of you're appealing to the devil on Celeste's shoulder right now, right? She really knows that she shouldn't do this. She really knows that this is doing the type of things that she hates in her father, and her whole deal is trying to be more like a one of these people like Genji, and this is very much not the type of thing that he would condone, blah blah blah. Yeah. But at the same time, part of her is really just oh boy, that favor could give me a lot of good shit when I need it, and this isn't really gonna put me out that far on a limb. So
then you're gonna love. You're gonna love that I rolled a 5.
See if the angel is the devil.
The old EricVulgaris special.
Nah, good angel beats the shit out of bad angel, dude. So it's not even close. It's a Gauss rifle to the cockpit.
You see, for a minute, there's a half minute where you're oh, Celeste might be on board. Like, I think I've got her. And then, like, I don't know.
Maybe it's after.
Maybe
It doesn't have to be
something...
this car ride. It could be later.
No, I don't. I think maybe I'm wondering if like there's something that Angus says or like.
I think it's a tone thing where like the desperation in Angus's voice, like ekes through to a point where you're like, oh, this is another.
It's disgusting.
This is another one of Beef's like moments where yeah.
This is me letting myself get sucked into exactly what I've been trying to keep out of my whole life. Yeah, so I think like there's like a half moment where you think you've got her, and then you just push it slightly too far, and you can see like Celeste kind of making up her mind, and she's like, no. The juice isn't worth the squeeze on this one, Angus. I'm not going to lie. I think Tamari's got you by the balls, and I don't think there's any way that you're getting out of this without giving her her pound of flesh. So I think I'm out.
And I'm going to have to kill Carmen.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm going to kill my character, my other fucking daughter, dude. Oh, no.
Oh, jeez. So Eric, before you make that decision, I'm going to give you a potential in with Athena, so you're not all alone in this, and so you don't go and kill someone. Very, very important.
I'm vindictive and I'm reckless, and I would.
Look, just make it look like an accident.
Fine. So basically,
this isn't in character. I'm not telling you that. I'm just thinking me as a player. My logical conclusion here is, oh my god, I'm going to have to do it.
That's me as a player's reaction. Is if you really want to go murder your fiance, just
make it into an accident. Yeah,
dude, I want to so badly because I just love ruining anything that AP does. Anything that gives AP joy. If I can just ruin it, it's just great. So
what the fuck?
So this is the energy we gave into this show.
That is true. This is the energy I've been dealing with.
Oh yeah,
we're we're talking about Mossad before this episode started. All right, so to not fully go reckless and down this path, I'm going to give you an option.
Yeah, please.
Athena has the middle child energy, as AP was mentioning in our chat, and there is a way for you to potentially suck her into this scheme by saying this will get like notice from Lachlan, like at an unhealthy level, to where like Athena will then be like, oh, I now have daddy's eyes, right? I now have dad's like positive affection in some way. So
right, if I can help you,
because right now you have all the focus of daddy.
Oh, I know. It's awesome. Okay, I'll have to think about that though.
That's fine.
It probably be something about the lumberyard and stuff. But
Angus is the epitome of that meme where it's like me while reaping. Oh man, this is me while sowing. Oh man, this is so great. Me while reaping.
What the fuck? What is this? This sucks. Yeah. All right. AP, I have a question for you. It's actually a fictional question about the world.
Sure.
Is there like a marriage deferment thing if I join like the Federated Sons military and like have to do something? Like so like if there was a war,
it's not official,
I could be like yeet.
Yeah. Of course.
Like I could defer the wedding because it's like, oh, my patriotic duty. I love my country more than her.
Yes.
Can I do that? Okay, good. Okay, well, I will every day pray for a war. I will join the army and cut my hair and do that if it means I'm marrying her and saving face.
I thought this was a Taylor Swift album, but now I realize it's a Katy Perry song.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, that's a long reference. A reference to a long time ago. As you are getting out of the car, Celeste, you receive a message addressed from, like Comstar message addressed from someone named Bill McDraw, asking if you have an escort to the Kerensky Ball, and if not, would you find it amenable to helping out a old Mechwarrior gentleman who's arrived on planet recently.
Oh my god, is this coming in through like the satellite car phone?
No, this is through her email.
That'd be so sick. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I'm so sorry that you don't get the satellite car phone listening in on speaker.
I don't have to, like, I don't know, and I don't have to hear it. It's just, it's in, like, it would just be a set. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Someone's asking if it's a reference to another show. No, it's a reference to this show.
I don't remember it.
Oh, it's been a long time since we've talked about old Bill McDraw. A really long time. Like maybe character creation or our first set of characters.
I don't believe you.
Sam looks so confused about this. He's thinking. All right. I mean, if you don't want to answer that, let's move to the next scene. Who wants to do what before Kerensky Ball?
I have things that I'd well,
go for it.
So
you get this letter.
I'm trying to honestly think about how. I'm not sure that I can do my first goal until the ball actually happens, probably. Right?
Which is dodge shooters at the Kerensky Ball.
Well, actually, has anybody asked Celeste to the ball?
I mean, Bill McDraw just did.
Well, right.
Don't worry, because you made this your goal, I have a list of available male gentlemen who will be sending you invitations.
Basically, what Celeste would like to do is try to basically find somebody in the list that will clearly conflict with her at the ball, but that looks on paper like a very good, suitable candidate. So she can be like, look, I'm trying. We just didn't get along.
Interesting.
She wants to be able to pull that.
I will
with my 18 charisma based entirely upon natural charm, I would hope that I can get that.
I will take a culture world roll to see if you can dodge your way into somebody who you can conflict with.
I have culture great house. Can I use that instead?
Yes, but there's only one possible answer to that question.
Oh, so
the number won't be very high. It's just that there's only one person who would bet a great house.
Well, I'll do cultural world then.
Okay.
Can I argue that this is a charisma roll because it's to see who is interested in inviting Celeste, as opposed to
you're desperate to get that +2 on the roll, huh? Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it.
Excellent. So I'm at a +1 because I don't have culture. Oh wait, I have culture Whittington.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Oh, I have a +1 in culture Whittington. Nice. All right, so this is a +3.
So is that 1 point or a +1, which is 2 points?
I have a +1.
So you have +3 to this roll.
Right. As in, I invested multiple points at character creation into culture Whittington.
This is the most confusing part about this system is the investiture skill points.
I will always tell you the raw number. If I have an untrained skill, I will call it a -1. If I have a basic trained, it will be 0.
Look,
etc.
I'm just worried because this is the first of what's now. Tonight is going to be the launch of my 3rd show using this system. And I'm going to, again, be like, now, do you have a +1 or do you have 1 in it opening the skill?
I always do the I'm not talking about how many points I've put into it. I'm just talking about what my raw is.
Perfect.
But yeah, so I have a +3, but I would need someone to roll for me because I can't get on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, I will make the roll for you. I'm not sure you want Eric doing it. Although I believe last time we met, Eric was rolling some sick shit. The answer is you got a 9 + 3 for 12. Okay.
12 is pretty good.
There are several people that match your goals, but there is one that stands out above the rest. Someone who you could conceivably invite, someone who would match your specifications, but would deeply upset your mother and probably a good portion of the planetary government. Someone who, if you went, they would be like, no, you have to call this off. You cannot marry this man. You can't date this man. And it is Triton Bassett Latour.
I knew that's who you were going to say.
Who, as was rumored at the beginning, is coming to the Kerensky ball specifically to petition to regain his house's seat of House Latour.
But the problem is it only really works if he invites her, because if she invites him... He
has invited you. Oh, it's in your spam box.
Sold.
Like, your butler was like, absolutely not. Under no circumstances can I allow this. And you find... No, it's not even spam box. It's a handwritten letter. You find it in your garbage can in your office. You're like,
sold.
What the fuck is this?
I'm so in. Yes, sold. Celeste will accept his invitation and is delighted to attend.
Perfect.
And then she's going to send messages to both her mother and the Duchess saying she's doing her best to find a suitable match, and in the spirit of her promise, she has accepted an invitation to be someone's date to the Kerensky ball.
Okay, so your mom is filled, the message you get back is a love bomb, talking about how great that is, how important of a step you're taking. Celeste's message back to you is very terse. It's like, I know we're best friends, but I actually don't care who you're bringing to the ball anyway. So, I assume I'll find out via social media.
Well, she did give Celeste a whole big lecture about how she had to get married, so...
She gave Celeste a lecture about how both of you have to get married or your mother will never stop talking to either of them.
Yeah, wow.
I don't believe Celeste was ordered to marry anyone. It was just like, your mom is on my shit right now.
If I remember correctly, the Duchess said something along the lines of like, look, you're like my vassal and my knight. Like you
have to get married
to do these things.
I think the big thing that I haven't mentioned maybe that should come up is that because you represent House Reincolt and she has no living heirs, and the House Reincolt was married into the Lake family because your essentially adoptive father was Lake Reincolt, you are her heir.
How is this just coming up, AP?
I feel like I don't have to explain how this works. Like, the whole story of the first generation was everyone in the Lake family is dead except for
No, I knew
her.
that. I just didn't know that Reinhold stood to inherit. I thought it would be like a succession crisis, and all of the counts would basically fight it out for who became the next ruler of Worthington.
You're a bastard child adopted into the line. There will still be a succession crisis, but on paper, you're technically her heir while also being her best friend and within 2 years of being her peer.
I'm just saying, AP, it's probably a good thing that I'm just finding this out, because I like Harmony as a character. And if I had known this while I was playing Lachlan, I don't think
you would have Crusader Kings there.
Oh my God.
Crusader Kings 3, what a great game.
If I didn't realize. Look, sorry.
Someone's falling on a weak ass balcony, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
I remember thinking, I'm only 2 toddlers away from being King of Scotland. This is a solvable problem.
This is a very solvable problem.
It was a dark time.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite Carmen out on a shoddy balcony. Let me talk to my construction worker friends. Let me talk to my spaceport friends. Yeah.
Oh my God.
As long as we're talking about things that you haven't considered yet, that maybe you should have considered.
No, I'm jumping straight to murder.
You were pretty gung-ho to go behind Angus's plan to get rid of Carmen in some way or another, but you work for her father.
Who's her father?
You said Wheat. He's her stepfather. You don't think he might be a little upset when Angus ruins her life?
I thought her actual father was...
her actual father is Jasper, but her
stepfather is
Yusuf Wheat.
Well, but that's part of why Celeste is uninvolved.
Well, You didn't even consider that until this moment. I was sitting there the whole meeting. I was like, Yusuf's gonna fire her and kill him.
But now she's uninvolved, so she can just like that horrible brother of mine. What a horrible boy.
All right, so you've bragged to the Duchess, who's a little blasé about it. You've bragged to your mom, who's thrilled as peaches. Anyone got any plans or plots they want to advance in between the letter sending?
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Go ahead, Eddie. Too. You haven't had a scene yet, Eddie. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, mine's pretty bland in comparison at the moment, but I guess there's some build up to it. Yeah, I think Athena like cut a bit before the scene in the chateau. I think Athena like wraps up kind of that saucy scene with, and like, you know, kind of tour with the head of security, I think it was, right?
Yeah, Edward Wheat.
Oh, another Wheat.
Because he's called Wheat because he's one of the children that came from...
he's just a bastard.
Oh, right.
It's not that he's a bastard. He's one of the kids from Safai, one of the orphans that you got off the planet.
So he doesn't really have... Yeah, got you. But yeah, so basically secure the con facility there, the lumberyard, and making sure that, you know, the infestation is no longer an issue. That's my goal.
Okay. Your goal is to go there and make sure the infestation isn't an issue?
Yeah, so basically, like, with the study that I had kicked off, finding the weakness or a way for us to, like, minimize damage to our operations. And I think the immediate thing is just, like, assess the situation and then, you know, set up necessary avenues of funding for, like, securing the compound and the assets.
Okay. How do you want to go about doing that?
My thinking is like, well, I don't know if we have the tech for that, but I was thinking like automation of some kind, where it was like some sort of like automated turret or some kind of
automated wombat killing device.
Yeah, something like that. Like something that basically like secures the area. But I'm trying to remember.
Oh, sure, a wombat death Roomba.
Wow, that's a visual.
You literally, yeah, just make some Terminator drones to go kill some wombats. Yeah, that won't backfire.
Yeah, so I mean, I think her initial goal was to go there and study this invasive species. So I think she's kicked that off. I know that's going to be a kind of a longer burn. But in the meantime, she wants to, you know, at the very least, erect the necessary, like if it's like a electrified fence or whatever.
I mean, the land area you're talking about is the size of a continent, right? An electrified fence isn't going to do shit.
Oh, fair. So like they've basically infested the entire continent is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like if it's not that, then it's at least like, oh, hey, let's, you know, have a quarantine squad that like we assign, maybe go out with like heavier mechs to secure the area or something like that with the family assets. Whatever we can make out with that, because I know right now we have harvesters, I think, and that's it.
They have the lumber mechs, which specifically have a grappling claw on one arm and a chainsaw on the other arm.
Right.
An anti-mech chainsaw.
Wow.
That's sick as hell.
So yeah, so I mean, you tell me, AP, like what are some options here around, you know, if I were
I think if you go to the scientists and ask them what their options are, you're going to be told that there are no quick solutions to this. It's going to take years of concerted effort Like, if you want to send death squads out to deal with this, that's the least efficient way to do it, but it can probably be done. Some other methods that are suggested are some sort of gas campaign to like kill all local wildlife. Because nothing out there is endangered, right? Like, it's okay. You can wipe out most of a continent's worth of wildlife. None of it will interfere with the trees growing, right? And that's the primary concern of the kind. Hey, listen, you asked scientists for solutions; they're bringing it to you. If
you wanted moral guys, you should have got humanities guys.
Should have got engineers, not scientists.
Wow.
No, that's a lie too. I hate to say it. That's also a lie.
I was gonna say I don't know about that.
I mean, technically, engineers should be taking O's about the betterment of humanity.
Oh, I sidetracked us. I sidetracked. I'm sorry. I did it again. Oops, I did it again.
All right, so now you've gone from a Katy Perry album to Britney Spears. I
know. I'm getting all
breakups.
Look, I'm getting all top 40 hits female pop singers from 2000 2020 bingo card. Okay, so hopefully you have that ready,
specific. I can't wait for the Christina Aguilera references. That's all I'm saying. Someone suggests creating a biological weapon specifically to counter.
What you're saying is, I need a genie in a bottle. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what one of the scientists says. Is yeah. He takes his headphones off. He's clearly listening to Christina Aguilera, who, as a top artist, has survived over 1,000 years into the future.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She was put on the second Golden Voyager disc that got sent out in 2084. Sorry.
Wow.
Anyways, continue.
Wow.
You realize Voyager 2 also has a golden disc, I believe.
Sorry, the second
3.
Golden Voyager disc. Yeah, Voyager 3. Yeah, sorry. Okay, my bad. I'll work on my impromptu deliveries.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm not coming down hard on you. Please don't treat me like I'm the bad guy.
I feel like.
I understand.
Okay, how about this? How about Sonic? Something that that antagonizes specifically this creature, and so far we haven't noticed it antagonize or not antagonize, but like suppress or calm. Maybe better. Okay. This is like, again, going down the scientist path.
Yeah, right? I understand. You know, it's like playing those songs that the notes that only youth can hear at malls in order to drive them away at night.
Yeah,
sure. I'd like you to make a science roll on this.
I have tech, pre-tech. I also have science. I also have post-tech. So
you're gonna science the shit out of this.
I'm gonna science the shit out of this. Like,
I will take tech, post-tech on this, which is technically the tech of that you have available right before you. The tech of the year 3000s.
Okay.
You will add your int.
My int is a 1, and then I've got a 1 in post-tech.
Is that how you want it, or a +1?
A +1.
Okay, so you have a +2.
+2, and it's a 2d6 plus
6 or higher on the dice, yeah, to get minimum possible literal cross the line.
And this session, I have the expert thing where I can re-roll.
Once an hour, yeah.
Oh, I should have used that.
Use it now. You can use it again at the end. Okay,
that's a 7.
That's a 7. You get barely across the line. All right, so familiar-looking scientists who you kind of semi-recall working with before goes, all right, I think we can do this. Airdrop speakers using, and he's like snapping, he's like, you, and he goes, ultra wave theta interrupters, and somebody else like, exactly, science, Jeffrey's tube, science, and somebody else goes, my God, you're right, we can flux that. And the scientist like the first one, the guy who pointed at somebody and slams his hand and goes, small speakers distributed across the continent. Doesn't have to work for very long. We just have to drive them out of the forest, and once they're out, we can slaughter or contain them. Everybody's like, gentlemen, doctor.
Your engine.
Doctor?
They do let you know that this is probably, it's going to take, hundreds of thousands of sea bills, and it will probably take the better part of a year. And there's no like doing it part way, right? Like it's got to all be done over the course of a day or two.
Right. So like the money really is the coordination and logistics factor. Like,
I mean, you have to buy first. They have to make the program and the song that it's going to play. Then you have to load them up on aircraft and airdrop them over a wide area after flying them to the other side of a world.
Yeah, let's because like we were trying to make my goals more attainable. Could we rephrase it in this way where create a strategy to protect Khan's assets?
I would consider this a done deal.
Okay.
Based on this role, I would consider secure the. Well, I don't know if I'd say secure the lumber. I'd say you're part of the way towards securing them. I mean, the problem is that your goal of secure the lumber yards is in direct contest with Eric. So until he backs down, until one of you backs down, I feel like it's always going to be in play.
That's why. Can I do this like where I'm securing the continent against the species that's been invasive? Can we rephrase it so that way I can accomplish this one and then move on to
it feels really shitty to do it after you've made the roll.
I know.
Yeah, sure. Secure the continent against invasive predator species.
For those that maybe jump into the comments right now, we had a whole conversation before we started about trying to refine our goals. So this one was supposed to be one that
it already was a refined goal. We've just further sieved it. Yeah.
Okay. That's because that was my intention was to basically have something on the continent that's secure. Like the lumberyard, I feel like I don't know this in character, but like as a player, I know that Angus has gone to the other, like the main continent, and basically like seated themselves there as the docks master in some way, shape, or form. Does that track?
I'm gonna accept secure the continent against the species.
Okay.
And if you want to make friends with the staff, you have to make friends with the staff.
Okay.
At the very least, you can consider this goal complete.
All right.
Now that you're going to invasively drive them out of the forest, which are their natural. Well, they're not natural. They're invasive.
They're invasive. So
it's natural now.
Yeah.
All right. Celeste, have you told anybody beyond your mom and the Duchess that you are already spoken for the ball? Have you made it public in any way, shape, or form?
How would that be? Like, she'll do whatever the customary thing is to like get the word out in the social circles that like people should stop sending her invitations.
Okay, all right. Just have my list of invitations that people were going to send you here.
It's not some kind of like big declaration, right? But it's like, she makes sure that the word gets around so that people aren't like waiting for her to respond.
I understand. I'm just trying to say how many cringe invitations I send you.
Oh yeah.
You made this goal. You wanted this to happen.
I did make this goal.
Okay. Eric, I think we had a scene on deck for you.
Yeah, actually, I had two actually in mind, and I don't know how long we have to take for them. The first one is I want to squeeze the starport. I want to make sure that some of the con industry packages and things are missing on the docks. I want to make in the starport. I want to make sure that they're getting the squeeze that way. So letting them know
you're hurting yourself and your dad.
Yeah, Cons? This is about the paying. This is the lumberyards, right?
Oh, interesting. All right.
So I'm making sure that the lumber that's getting over here, that's getting exported, is missing and things like that. I want to start hurting them economically, start draining them of their profits.
I don't think this takes a roll. I think this just happens. I mean, you're the boss.
Okay, cool.
You're the chief.
Yeah, make this cargo shipment disappear.
Okay.
No. Even better.
No?
is there a way to set up a plan that clandestinely gets these to the Hirokin Islands? Is that
will absolutely take a difficult role to move goods out of the spaceport unnoticed, because the spaceport is in the capital, and then into Hirokin lands, which are private. Yeah, I think it's a goal. I think this is a role for sure. Yeah. All
right, what kind of role is this? Criminal?
I think it's probably leadership, honestly.
All right, no problem.
Okay. I'll allow you to do. It's leadership if you're not doing it personally. It's culture criminal if you are there in person leading the band.
No, I'm doing this.
If you're
is there a way?
Truck.
Is there a way I could do this where it's a deniable asset? So like, there's no way it ties back to me, or is that another pre-roll?
Yeah, you would have to make that absolutely, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you want to make a deniable asset? Somebody that could conceivably rob you and then take your shit to the Hirokins.
What's a known criminal element?
I mean, I hate to say it, but
that's not you.
It's not me. What's a non-organized?
There are several such elements.
Yeah.
There are communist anarchists who live in the Hirokin Heartlands. Is one.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Oh my god! No! They're like the anti-parks. Hell yeah, dude! Let me fund them.
Let me keep going. Number 2.
Come on, dude. We have a Colombia like civil war. Dude, I don't need to hear number 2. I'm sold.
Just let me keep going down the list.
Okay, keep going.
If you'll remember, Yusuf was a member of the Azami.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt them.
Okay, all right. Well, they are a criminal band now, and their leader is still theoretically on the loose somewhere. And number 3 would be the last elements of Wolfhound, which was the Bassett criminal organization.
Nah, give me the communists and the anarchists. Okay. Give me the anarchists.
Listen, I know you're excited for this, but you are the exact opposite of what these people are. And the thing you want to do is in opposition to what they want to do.
They want like expensive ass lumber? They don't want it?
You are a noble who is abusing his authority, which is the
okay, then I won't give that to them. Obviously, I want somebody who would be sympathetic to the idea of having lumber assets that they could sell.
They would love to have it. It's just that you will require a roll because they aren't stupid.
Okay, hang on. All right, well...
They may easily come to conclude that you are attempting to use them as pawns. As long as you don't care that they know that that's...
Okay, so then maybe the other way around would be... Then let me rework what I'm saying then. Because actually I realized giving them lumber doesn't really make any sense because the way they make money off the lumber is going it back to the freaking dockyard.
Yeah, it's sent to space. Sell it off world.
So instead I have to actually be through financial wrangling of these lumber. So I have to make the crates go missing, but they still get on various ships and they get sent the money, and that money is clandestinely wired to the communists, right?
Okay.
As in there's a scheme beneath me that I'm not aware of. You know what I mean? Like,
so
do you understand how I'm creating
a fraud now? Yes.
Yeah, I'm creating a conspiracy.
From threat to fraud.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy to leave. It's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna do that instead. And that's another leadership role to make sure this all goes swimmingly. Can I do that? Or no?
I would say
criminal.
I'd take leadership, criminal, or some form of persuasion. If you want to convince the anarchists, it will be a separate role to set up the fraud.
I'll persuade the anarchists to do this.
Okay. All right. So I assume you aren't meeting with them personally, right? Like it's sort of a series of cutouts, or maybe you just use fish at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we see like a dark and stormy night along the Garuda Pass where, at a nearby like way park, you know what I'm talking about? You drive off the side of the road and you look out over a scenic vista and there's a few triple F burger benches.
That's you know what I mean? It's like on the side of Route 66.
I'm talking about
I love a good vista.
Okay.
A vista, yes, thank you. It's a vista, exactly. And there's like a nice overhang area outside the Triple F burger that's attached to this national park office where two men are sitting down in like rumpled dark suits with cigarettes, Their meeting. Let's see how the meeting goes based on your persuasion roll. Fuck, that's actually really
that's
good.
an 11.
That's really good. Okay, so one of the guys just
I send them a check. Oh, I have to do the fraud first. So I give them some of my money. Like I give them an initial payment of like
right. But yeah, it's not just sending a check though, right? It's about setting up accounts.
I know, but I'm lying to them,
yes,
saying that the accounts have been set up and here's already your first set.
Perfect.
Right, but it's basically like my own personal down payment. This is obviously cash, so it's not traceable to me.
Perfect. So one of the men takes a hit off the cigarette and he says, "As I thought, you are a comrade in arms." And they both stand and shake hands and he goes, "All right, Tavares." And he slaps him on the shoulder. It's clearly Fish he's talking to. And he says, "We will use this money in order to overthrow the wicked Khans and all the rest of the bourgeoisie of the planet." Or the proletariat. Wait, it's the bourgeoisie is the bad ones, right? I haven't read my marks lately in a few decades. "We will overthrow the those who are not of the laborer caste. The nobles will be crushed underneath our heels. We will continue to do the good work that we were meant to, so that all men may be free under their own collective labor." And Fish is just like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy.
According to your needs.
According to our needs." Yes.
Here's your money for your bread. Guy who blew up the labor strike next. Here's your money, anarchist. Anyways, sick. So that's the first. I actually do want to do the Kerensky ball at some point. So sorry, I want to rush and let's go to. I have another scene that I want to do.
Well, let's set up the fraud as well.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's do that as well. That would probably be
bureaucracy or business. I guess I would also accept criminal.
Yeah, because my bureaucracy's minus. Yeah. Looking at everything. Why is my gambling -1?
Maybe you're bad at gambling.
Yeah.
When you just probably because you're a warrior.
The kind of man who's a Ryan will be destroyed by a Gauss rifle headshot cross map.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, sorry. So culture crim +1. Culture
criminal. Oh, boy.
I'm gonna expert reroll.
Okay.
I thought you were a warrior.
You're a warrior.
I'm a warrior. That was a 5. Okay. No, I gotta.
All right. I'm going to tell you what happens next. You are moving these accounts around. You're making sure that the lumber is marked as missing, but still ends up being sold.
Yeah.
And then the money comes back in. And what happens is that a sharp dressed young man in like early 20s, slicked back hair, like right out of a 1990s young urban professional video, the kind of guy who would be Wolf of Wall Street level material. Huge tie so big, giant red, perfect lines everywhere.
Patrick Bateman. Yeah, I got you.
I think less Patrick Bateman and more like Lance Redding. But
okay.
Yeah, like knocks on your door. Is like, "Excuse me, your secretary allowed me to come in," and he holds open like very obvious badge that indicates that he's part of like financial criminal investigation for the planet, authorized by the Duchess, and he's just like, "Oh, it's the old office that the Khans were assigned to. Remember, she had a special investigative force. This guy's part of that task force.
This is season 2 of The Wire. I'm bring some vodka." Okay.
He knocks on your door and he says,
"Yeah, it's all right. Anytime, officer. I have nothing to hide. I'm an open book."
Special agent.
Do you smoke?
I don't.
Okay. Do you mind if I?
Please, feel free. He sits down across from you. You can see that, he slides over his identification for you to take a further look. Special Agent Birch. He just says,
Jay.
Yes. Kyle Birch. I wanted to go over some discrepancies. It looks like there have been some problems at your father's company. I understand that you are acting as a manager for his assets at this time.
Interim CEO, yeah.
How close to the financial pulse would you say that you are?
I would say I'm a ideas man. People below me, I'd say where the ship should go, but I'm not, steering it is another matter. My hand's not on the till.
Okay, he starts putting paperwork out that has your signature on it that very clearly indicates you have. So he goes, okay.
I sign a lot of things. I'm a busy man.
I understand.
Have you ever been in charge of a multi-million-dollar enterprise?
Yes.
Your name gets thrown around a lot.
I'm in charge of one right now. I'm investigating a multi-million-dollar enterprise.
But you're not in charge of.
I'm in charge of the investigation.
You're right, but the shoe isn't on my foot. That's what I'm saying.
Look, Angus. Can I call you Angus?
No, you can't.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to call you Baronet because you're going to jail.
I laugh and I'll be like, no, you're not. I'm not going to jail.
You say, no, you're not. And he's just like, look, this could have gone a different way. We could have been good friends, but apparently you want to play hardball. So stand up, turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
You know you're arresting a noble, right?
He says, you know who I work for, right?
Who does he work for?
The Duchess.
He's part of that, secret
I
police
mentioned that he was.
I put down
he was authorized by the Duchess.
Yeah, I put down. All right, I put out my cigarette, and I will go willingly. Cool. Well, hopefully the McDougalls fucking go against the Duchess for them imprisoning me unjustly.
Okay,
so that'd be fun.
Unjustly.
Yeah, unjustly. Yeah.
This is getting so much worse so quick. This guy was just looking for a fast bribe, and then you had to act like an asshole to him. So.
He never once indicated he was for a bribe.
He was getting there. He was trust me.
Okay.
There was indicative dialogue that he was getting there. You were immediately like, yeah.
What? I literally said I signed. Hold on. No, no. Because I literally did what any CEO would do. I would say I sign a lot of paperwork.
Right.
The guy never said then clearly this was an oversight and money just moves around a lot. Right. So if money moved around, okay, well, that's fine.
You know what? I will let this take a step back. If I was not clear enough that he wanted a bribe. Okay. He walks you outside. He has prepared paparazzi and cameras of you being led into a squad car with the gauntlets on, with your handcuffs, and it's just everywhere over social media that you are being taken in for financial crimes.
Sure.
There's,
alleged financial crimes.
Alleged financial crimes. The office of the Duchess is not commenting on it, but clearly the special task force designed to take down Bassett and other scummy criminal nobles who would abuse the system have sniffed your way.
Well, here's my question. To remind, and maybe this will can help Eric on path forward, but from what I remember, isn't this a agency that Lachlan created and was in charge of for quite some time? So maybe his tendrils are still in the agency, and you can call it
this
a
is
favor.
Yeah. Look, no matter what shit I admit I did wrong shit, right? Out of character. But the point being is that this would expose the entire McDougall opening their books and lines, which would be unacceptable by Lachlan, by everyone here.
I agree with all of that, but that sort of thing is more scenes and more time down the road.
True. Which is why I'm willing to do this.
It's going to happen.
Right. Which is why I'm so, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Eric, what I'm trying to say is I think Angus would know that because he's been in charge of the sort of shady aspects of the McDougall enterprise.
Eric is saying he does know that. He knows that his dad is going to help him.
But what I'm saying is but you may not even have to go to Lachlan directly, right? You could probably just be like, "Hey, Fish, like, get the contact that's in the agency to get me the fuck out of here."
Fish is my lawyer. Yeah, no, like that. Like, yeah, like this is why I know this has no teeth. Like, I know that I'm not spending a day in prison. I'm just going to be held and questioned and stuff like that, and I'm just going to leave. And if anything, this makes me look like a badass. So, like, whatever, and not that I beat the charges. So I'm fine with it.
It's either it makes you look like a badass or you get out of the marriage that you want.
I like how Eric has pre-written that he won't spend a day in prison.
I literally will not spend a day in prison. Like, again,
says man currently spending at least 1 day in prison. I'm
in holding.
Okay, sure.
I'm facing arraignment. That's different.
All right.
No, like this is like so trivial. It's not even funny. Like,
passport revoked.
Sure.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a speed bump for sure. You'll get it.
This is like literally nothing. This is easy mode. Let me know when they start sending Black Ops mechs to my manor in the middle of the night. Then I'll start sweating. Yeah, then I'll start sweating. Okay, when I get the assassins called on me and when I know I fucked up. But now here, this is the court of law.
Bureaucracy?
Are you kidding me, dude?
The bureaucracy.
Yeah, yeah, right. L'état c'est moi. Like, right. I don't care about this. This is fine.
So you do spend over 24 hours in holding.
Yeah, that's fine.
At some point, you are released, pending further investigation.
Yeah.
The Kyle Birch, who investigated you, it is announced that he was found with some pretty hard drugs in his desk, and he is resigning, despite his young age, to spend more time with his family.
That's so good.
With that said, though, his final act of revenge is to send all the information about your financial crimes to the Hirokans. Now that you've ruined his life in less than 24 hours.
Not to the Khans?
Why would he do that to the Khans? He's sending it to the Hirokans because he was setting the Hirokans up. Listen, he knows you were stealing from the Khans, but he also knows you were giving it to anti-Hirokan anarcho commune terrorists. True. Essentially.
Yeah, that's fine. So this is gonna be really funny because what my second thing was before I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask Yusuf to take me on as a mentor to learn how to be a better Mechwarrior pilot. So that would be really funny.
Yeah. Okay. Yusuf agrees to meet you at the Mech Bay in the capital. Good. Which is conveniently on spaceport grounds.
All right, good.
Sort of a neutral zone where both of you have your own level of power.
Yeah, you want to, dude? Tell me he wants to duel me. I'll duel him.
Yusuf does not look well when we get to him.
Yeah.
A lot of white hair, very silvery. Yusuf looks like a man whose life has gone to shit for at least a full decade.
If not longer.
Yeah. He wears the sort of loveless marriage to his brother's wife. The thing he always wanted. Now he's got it. It means nothing now.
Yeah. Turns to ash in your mouth. I know.
Yeah. His life has been terrible since season 3.
Yeah. Well,
he sits down across from you and has nothing to say about the recent accusations and the revelations and all of that. And he just says, "So you want to learn how to be a mech warrior, huh?"
Well, I assume you're the one training Maya, right? Light up as another cigarette.
Trained a lot of mech warriors. Trained your sister.
Yeah. But you are Maya's teacher.
Sure.
I want to be that. I want to be training under you too. If I'm going to be part of.
Listen, you very publicly recently got your Mech Warrior certification, which ain't nothing. Plenty of people are Mech Warriors. Not everyone can get the sort of physical and scientific basis that one needs to get that certification. I'm not sure there's much you could learn from me except about how to handle an archer. Now, if you're looking to be trained as a commander, that's a different story. But trained as a mech warrior, I saw the same Hollow newsreels you did. I think you're pretty capable in that Black Knight.
Let me step back a minute, player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rumor has it Maya's scores improved as a mech warrior, and she's been taking on a student as protector of House Aroka.
Correct.
If that's not Jasper, or sorry, if that's not Yusuf.
It is Yusuf. Yusuf is training her.
And that's the reason for her scores improved.
Yes. What Yusuf is saying is that, like, you're already a full mech warrior.
All right.
Right? Like, he is asking you, what do you think you're going to learn from him?
You fall with my dad.
I still I want to know what sometimes.
You know. Yeah.
Not in the same way you mean, but yeah. Fight with plenty of people, kid. When I was your age, we were fighting a war. 2 wars.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to duel him, actually.
You come into this conversation. I want to duel him.
This isn't what I want.
The conversation. I don't want to duel him.
Well, like, he's just like a pitiful old man, and he sucks, and beating him isn't going to be fun.
Not that, I mean, just to be clear, he's only in like his late 30s. But yeah, I mean, for a mech warrior, he is getting kind of old.
Yeah.
In the same way we don't let generals command tanks in their 60s. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's still probably a lot better at us still at this time. Like, think about it.
I mean, yes, he is much better
there
than
are plenty, like, the top level athletes in their late 30s are still fucking dominating the lower rate. The
LeBron James playing against people's sons.
He's like 36. He's like 36. So, like,
well, yeah.
What do you want?
Sure.
What's your goal? You seem like someone. Look, let me just say, I see the news like anyone else. You seem like you don't have any direction, kid. What are you looking to do in life? You can't just. Are you looking to just hide in your father's shadow and proclaim yourself to be a great warrior like your father? Or are you looking to do something?
Well, because not everyone gets to run off to be a mercenary again.
When your sister came to me, she wanted a job. I trained her to be a mech warrior, and she did it. She's a good one. You've come to me and you asked for training. You're not looking for a job.
Yeah, and I think I was mistaken. I don't think there's anything you can teach me that I don't already know.
You have to know that I'm not going to. Such a childish insult.
Yeah, but it got you.
I'm an adult. I'm not some teenage punk you can rile up with this kind of crap.
Sure, old man.
Yeah, okay. Look, these kind of insults may work for your little dock workers and your little thug squadron. If you're coming to me, I just want to know, what's your goal? What are you looking to do? You want training. Why? To do what? You're already a full mech warrior. You got the spurs.
It's not good enough.
But why? What do you want?
Well, I thought you could give some. I thought you might have something to teach me, but after talking to you, you don't. So this meeting was a mistake.
Kid, the things I could teach you. He looks sideways in the mech warrior bay here, and he looks over at a pair of simulator pods, and he says, "You want to throw down?"
I only throw down for real.
I kill people for real. I can't guarantee your safety.
I can't guarantee yours.
Time and place.
Maybe after the marriage or something.
What marriage?
My engagement.
He just looks confused.
Carmen.
You'll excuse me, I need to go make a phone call.
Yeah. You do that. I put out my cigarette. Nerd. Hate that guy. I thought he was going to teach me something. Instead, he's just a pitiful old man. I thought I was going to beat him up, and I was going to beat up Maya. I was going to beat up everybody that Tamari likes, but instead, I'll beat him up later. I'm going to beat up someone else. I'm going to figure out how to get to Maya.
Fish just walks out of the background and goes, "You fucking talking to yourself?"
I'm sorry. I'm rapping. I'm listening to some music.
What music has the line, "and then I'm going to beat up Maya"?
What music do you listen to? Sorry, not everyone listens to jazz, Fish.
Yeah, I love jazz. It's improvisational, okay?
Yeah, sure.
It's how you're feeling at the moment.
The space between notes, whatever, dude.
It's like you wouldn't understand.
No, you don't understand, Fish, and I shove him.
Oh, holy, she fucking just decks you immediately.
I dodge him immediately.
This is a roll. 100%. This is an opposed roll.
Initiative. Yeah. It's initiative, right?
No, I think it's just an opposed roll. Whether Fish just fucking destroys you in this moment.
All right, combat. Mike. I don't know what his combat unarmed is, but I know what mine is.
I thought his stats were down here. This was Fish, right? He doesn't have combat unarmed.
Yeah, so good luck, buddy. I don't know what his strength is, but mine's +2, buddy.
You have an 18 strength?
No, my total stat is +2.
Okay, you absolutely destroy him.
My unarmed is 0 and my strength is 1. So basically,
he rolled a 3, so he has a 2.
Yeah, I have an 8.
You push him, he goes to slug you, and you just absolutely fuck his old cop ass up.
No, I mean, it's not a full. Hold on, it's not a full fight. It's just I just shove him.
What's happening? Yeah, you shove him. Right? He goes for a strike back.
Yeah, and he does. Yeah. He tries to throw down, and I mean, I feel like it's the thing of like he misses, or like and I deflect it, and but like that's kind of like where it ends, right? It's not. This isn't going to be like a full fight with him. This is just that thing of like, you know, I just lashed out at him.
Oh, he's fuming now. He's fuming, and he just leaves without you.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you have no ride.
Yeah, I don't need you. I don't need anyone. As he's like leaving, as I call out to the empty hangar bay.
There's like the mech bay concierge.
No, I won my combat. This is my victory. Is me being defiant in the damn warehouse. Stop ruining it.
Oh, but I love the idea of like, you being like, I don't need anyone. And the concierge comes up to you and says, "Sir, do you need a water bottle? You look flushed."
I take the water bottle. I drink the Heroican water aid. Yeah. All right.
Water aid? Oh my God.
Know, whatever you call it. I had to improvise on my brand name. I had to improvise on brand name, dude.
Water plus.
Yeah.
Classic plus structure.
Anyways, yeah. I'm a cool guy. I'm in control.
Yeah, I love the idea that you're saying that to yourself while you're in the taxi shaking as the adrenaline rolls out of your bloodstream.
Yeah,
I'm in control. The taxi cab driver just looks at you in the rearview mirror and shakes his head and doesn't say anything. Are we doing Secession good enough right now?
Yeah, we are.
Several minutes later, you receive a message from Yusuf Wheat Hiroka indicating that if you want special training in discipline and long-range fire and guerrilla tactics, he will avail himself to you if you want to attend his classes with Maya.
Nah, new goal. Take over his mercenary company and destroy it.
Oh my God. I love that you're just playing goal roulette right now. All right, well, you outrightly rejected an ally.
Or I'm going to start with just outbidding him and like beat his contracts and stuff.
Okay, you're gonna have to start a mercenary company to begin with.
I know it takes money to make money. I understand.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh my god!
Is there anyone else who wants to have a scene before?
I'll parlay the communist terrorists into a mercenary faction.
What I like about this is this indicates that if we play this game for a few more years, by that time, Eric will have 3 or 4 more characters, all with competing mercenary companies.
Dude, it's just mercenary companies pointing the gun at the back of the space guy. The astronaut is, but it's mercenary companies. It's good. It's always has been.
Companies all the way down.
Only Eric can defeat Eric. Okay,
right.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Before the Kerensky Ball, I think the only other thing that I wanted to do, and I think this might be just a simple montage, doesn't have to be like a crazy scene or anything, was although I do feel like it is somewhere special. So like I think there's like a VTOL scene of, or would the VTOL be what they use to like go from like the lumberyard continent to the main continent, or they would use like a ship?
They use both, but mostly shipping for like bulk transport and such. So
for like a personal transport of like rapidly getting back to the mainland,
VTOL or plane works.
Yeah, so I think she's like on VTOL or plane, in like, you know, private cabin, just sees the news of Angus getting walked out with the handcuffs behind him, and just like, oh brother, and turns around, and I feel like we see. I don't have like a name or a face necessarily to describe. So let's see. I'm thinking like someone. Ooh. Yeah, I think someone very poised and very confident in like kind of their stature. This is the coach that Athena has hired to privately tutor them in working on their ability to command a presence in public settings, public speaking.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I like to do conservation of NPCs.
Yeah.
And we already know somebody who might be good at teaching you public speaking.
That's kind of why I was leaning. I don't have a face or name.
It's P Sensei, the producer for
Absolutely.
Balance 7. All right.
Absolutely.
So it's just this kind of tall, dirty looking, tanned, like blonde dreadlocked, wearing dark sunglasses. There's just like, listen, you want to know about public speaking, you've come to the right place. You need to imagine everyone else with their clothes off. That's what I find is most comfortable for me. You have to be comfortable.
Athena's cheeks blush because she immediately imagines P Sensei
with his clothes off. He says, yeah, exactly. I imagine, just to be clear, I don't just mean when public speaking. I imagine everyone around me with their clothes off at all times.
What the? Oh my goodness.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a nude human body. Once you get comfortable with that, you can be comfortable with anything. Look, I see you smiling and acting childish. You're better than this. You're better than this because you're a young lady and you're well bred. You're a smart kid. I know that. Look,
okay.
I don't know what your problems are with public speaking. All right. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I don't have a clinical study. I look at people, I talk to them for a little bit, and I figure out what their problem is. We don't have enough time to do even that. So you just got to be comfortable when talking to people, right? I'm comfortable with talking with lots of people. Sometimes I deal with people like your brother. Sometimes I deal with people like you. It's a wide berth in society when you're working in the entertainment business, when you're talking to criminals and you're talking to lords, all right? Be comfortable with yourself, with everyone around you. Don't freak out. Imagine them naked. They don't. You have clothes on. You think they're naked. Gives you power over them.
Okay.
This is not the only lesson I'm going to give you. This is just the starting one.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a montage of like them making that trip and then them hopping into a car or doing like there's like that's like one of the many sequences of like leading up to the Kerensky Ball. But yeah, that's.
I mean, I feel like he has you as a anonymous guest introduce several concerts. You know, be like the announcer or the headliner, talking to like thousands of people at once.
And am I like wearing something to obscure my identity and that sort of thing?
Of course. Yeah, I assume it's sense. Like Kiss. You know, you just have some really or Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It has to be either of those in particular, but just the idea of like identity concealing makeup.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, so like, I think over that time, she just gets more and more comfortable just imagining crowds of people naked.
I think we should let the dice do the talking there.
Fair.
I'm going to make an instructor roll for him, and I would like you to make a persuasion roll. And if both of these succeed, I think we can fairly say...
Oh.
Well, those are my dice.
Okay.
They were a 7, though. Plus 3 is 10. What'd you get?
Let me do. I got an 8 plus, what's the stat? Charisma?
Charisma.
So that's going to be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's an overwhelming success.
Nice.
I don't know whether it's imagining people naked or just being forced to do public speaking experience.
I think it's a combination of the two where she finds her own comfort in something where she just sees everyone not as like intimidating as intimidating, right? So she finds like something that's comfortable for her. But yeah, I feel like she slowly but surely kind of holds herself up higher. You know, that shyness I think kind of washes away a little bit.
Anyone else got any scenes before the Kerensky Ball?
I guess I may as well do a little digging for dirt.
On who? For what?
For my McDougall goal. About finding some skeletons.
Interesting. Is there a particular incident from the past, your own past, that you would like to destroy yourself with?
Well, I think where she would start is the business side, because she has...
That's fresh in the news too with your brother.
She has a 0 in business. Yeah, and like she has to know that like Lachlan does shady business things. And I think what she's gonna do is basically she wants to try to like she thinks that like the best way to find evidence is kind of like start from like the oldest in time forward, right? So she can basically like create like basically track the rise of the Lachlan business empire. And since there is like such a like unlike with most people, if you're trying to do this kind of work, there is a really definitive date before which Lachlan was totally uninvolved and after which Lachlan was totally in charge.
Yep.
Right. So I think she's basically going to start from when Lachlan inherited and try to work forward through like the kind of records and etc.
This is going to be a gradated success on either bureaucracy or history with intelligence.
I have business as a skill. That doesn't work.
I'll take business at a -1.
Let me see if I have bureaucracy. What was the other one? It was history?
History.
All right, well, I'll just go with bureaucracy then, because it will be 6 and 1/2 dozen with the -1, because the -1 will cancel out the 0 in business. So I'm rolling with intelligence, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
All right, so it's just a -1 if you would do the honors for me.
I will. I got you. There they go. That's a 10, so a 9.
It's not bad.
It's going to take you months, perhaps years, to sort all of this out. But it looks like Lachlan, sometime after we knew Lachlan, obviously he'd been playing pretty fast and loose for a while. Once he started stamping down on Bassett's organization post season 3, it looks like he may have acquired some of Bassett's assets extra legally. And of course, I think you find a ring of connections to people like Fish. People who are former law enforcement officers who chased Bassett and left the force under less than ideal circumstances and now work for him and are flagged in the system as like, this guy's, corrupt. He's a bad guy now. I think on a 9, the other thing you find out is that your aunt, who is on planet, is doing a little bit of money laundering in regards to her old Solaris stuff.
Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan. Your Aunt Morgan. You're not sure whether she knows about it, but definitely her merchandise that's being brought in from off-world to be sold locally, there's a little bit of like paperwork slip-ups that happen every shipment recurringly, taxes that aren't being paid. What is it they say about smuggling? It's just like sales without the taxes. Yeah, like some of her merchandise, every shipment makes it through the spaceport untaxed in a way that would not be great. And the money seems to be disappearing into some sort of black hole account that is in her name. It's not huge amounts, it's thousands, not hundreds of thousands. You couldn't like buy a mech off it, but you could probably buy a car off it with a couple of years.
Sure. So not insignificant. It's a little embezzlement between siblings.
I think you probably also find out about, you don't have the full paper trail, but you definitely get some sniffs of Angus and his beef. His recent actions, you get a lot of the paperwork laid out in his haste to fraud the cons.
Sure. Good. All right, I think that's a good start to that goal.
What do you want to do with this information?
I think the lead she's going to pull on is the Bassett lead, because it looks more and more to her like there was something shady in how Lachlan got rid of Bassett. And I also, as a character, know for a fact that there was something shady in how we got the shit done with Bassett. If I remember correctly, we just mounted an illegal raid and then Bassett killed himself and tried to frame it on us. That's what happened, right?
Yeah. Much. He tried to kill you, and when that failed, he attempted to martyr himself and make it look like you guys killed him.
Oh, but that also failed.
You have the tapes. Yes, that also failed.
But the part
and then you pinned a bunch of crimes on him that you're not sure he did or did not commit.
Right. Okay.
Nice. That was us.
You pinned the bombing of the Whittington bombing on him. Yeah, the lake bombing.
Even though no one has any idea.
I mean, we as players, I've already revealed on like intro hour and such that Sebastian Bassett definitely did that. But there's no evidence at this point.
We had no evidence.
He spent a full decade erasing the evidence behind him every time you guys failed a roll.
Yeah.
And nobody know currently. It's not in public knowledge that the original raid was based on illegal evidence.
Correct, because Angelique is the one that authorized it, and then she went to Lachlan and went, I didn't actually have anything.
Yeah, right.
She's dead, killed by fish. When fish disabled her aircraft.
Well,
Lachlan's web.
Yeah, so I think that's the trail that she's gonna go. She's gonna use the Bassett trail is what she's gonna follow.
So I feel like you've got part of a corkboard with like Rick Fish Bullion, Aerospace Fighter, Angelique, payment question mark from like your dad to Fish, then like your dad, all of these things, and the only person that you can see on this board who doesn't work for your father, might be an enemy of your father, and is still alive, is only one person. There's only one person who was there at the raid that's still alive, doesn't work for your father, and that's Badger.
It's Yusuf, right? Oh, Badger!
It's Badger.
I forgot Badger was there.
Badger was there. Philip Davies. That's Sir Philip Davies.
All right. I think
Badger canonically looks exactly like the SCV art from StarCraft.
Oh my god!
Sorry, did you?
Does Badger have like a vice? Does he like drink or gamble or anything like that?
He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a real straight edge lad.
I mean, so one of the things is that he's friends with those anarcho communists.
Sure.
If you recall, he's a big defender of like union rights, which is illegal in the Federated Suns. So he and his pals get around the fact that it's illegal to have union protests by protesting about not having a union, which isn't illegal.
Right. Okay, so I guess she'll go try to talk to Badger.
I think that's probably going to be another episode.
Yeah, seems because we only have
partner
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and this is a big can of worms to open.
This is a big can of worms.
Talk to Badger. This is the main quest. Maybe forward.
We'll do that. Maybe we'll do that at the Kerensky Ball.
Talk to Badger at the Kerensky Ball.
That way we can start at the ball next time.
Okay. Final scene. We've got Angus smoking and drinking by himself, looking pleased that he's gotten away with all of his shit. When the door to your office is kicked down by your father, looking furious, going, "What the fuck? How much shit do I have to pull you out of? I cannot believe this. I thought you were a man, not a child." And he throws down a bunch of financial paperwork and he goes, "Now your sister's looking into you and your activities? I got financial auditors sniffing around my businesses. Those are my businesses, Angus, that you're interfering with. And you're fighting with fish? What's wrong with you? What's going through your head? I thought you were over this shit. You did such a good job. You were a mech warrior. You protected your sisters. I gave you the thing that you wanted. And now you have to stab me in the back. Why are you going after the Hirokins? You're getting married into the family, for Christ's sakes. I offered you help, and you told me, fuck you, I can handle it myself. And now you're going to bring me down with you? He starts coughing. He gets kind of red in the face. It's phlegmy and wet, too. It doesn't sound good.
Oh.
He's so furious.
Oh, I know.
Fuck off.
I'm not engaging. Is that I'm silent?
Walks up to your desk, puts both of his fists on it, and he says, "You told me you could handle your business. What are you going to do about this?"
What do you want me to do about it?
He like loses it. He loses his mind. He stands up.
I know. I make it even worse. I know. I knew. I said it intentionally. Oh man. Yeah, I know. I'm not a man. I'm a little fucking man boy. I'm a fail son. Like I can't help it. It's my nature. I must sting. So he's not. I don't rise to the occasion.
I saw their plan. Dad's plan was better.
Yeah. All right, we're back to secession again, huh? He looks at you so disappointed and he says, I'm gonna give you until I leave this room for you to tell me what you're going to do about this. Because if you don't have a plan by the time I leave this room, I'm pulling the spaceport from your control. Because I'm in damage control mode now. Your sister's coming for me. The Hirokans don't know what's going on. Those are some of my oldest allies. Fish has friends on the force that are active right now. He knows almost everything. You have to make peace across the board before I leave this room, or I'm going to have to start killing people.
All right, I'll fall.
What's your plan? No, what's your plan?
Apologize.
To who? For what? And how?
For Fish for for shoving him.
Fish isn't going to believe you because he knows you don't respect him because you don't respect anybody.
Okay, well, if I can't apologize, Dad, then how about I just keep fighting him?
Make it right. Make it up to him. You think words are how you deal with a man like Fish? You think shoving him in a public place is how you deal with a man like Fish?
Look,
he walks over to a globe of Whittington. He spins it. He says, I'll tell you how you deal with a man like Fish. You either buy his loyalty or you scare the fucking shit out of him. I'm telling you that if you don't make peace with him by the time I leave this room, if you don't have a plan, I will kill him. I know where he sleeps. I know where he eats. I know where he keeps his money. I know where his secret accounts are. I know everything about him. And he knows that I know that because he was on Bassett's payroll. I own that man. He belongs to me. And you've ruined him for me.
Just a shove?
You think this is about just a shove? You've been treating him like shit ever since before you took over the barony. He knows that you don't respect him. He resents that I make him serve you. He's been wanting to retire for years. I see you smirking over there, Angus.
That's me, man. That's not fair. Angus is too much of a child. I love being stepped on. This is great.
You love Jesus. Okay.
No, like that's why I'm quiet. My character, I wanted to say, I didn't want to interrupt you mid fucking killing me, like crucifying me. Yeah, no, this is sick. I love that shit. That's awesome. But obviously, Angus is just completely at your mercy. Right. I think what I want to do is say fine, no, dad, I have a plan. I'll handle it. I will take care of Fish.
Ow.
He won't be a problem. I'll make him afraid of you. Make him afraid of me.
Oh, he's already afraid of me.
It's time for me to be a man. Out of character, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah. I think he walks over to you and picks you up so you're standing at the desk, and he says, I thought you were a man when you delivered your sister's graduation for me. So I don't know that I can trust you. but I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to let you carry this out. But just remember, you got other problems to deal with. Celeste sniffing around, the Hirokans. You show me you can deal with fish, and I'll let you take care of cleaning up your messes. And if you fail anywhere along the line, I'm taking the spaceport back, and I'm going to clean up your messes for you. And you aren't going to like how I do it.
You got it, Dad. I won't fuck up again.
You will fuck up again. But make sure that when you fuck up, it doesn't fuck the family. Everybody fucks up sometimes, Angus. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Just to hit an artist from the 20 to the 2020s, Miley Cyrus, aka Hannah Montana, everybody. That's where we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out with Lachlan doing Hannah Montana. I'm bringing that bit back all the way from the beginning of the episode.
A man after my own heart. I love this game.
Boy.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Wow.
We have at least one successful goal completed, I think. I could also reward you for finding evidence of McDougall skeletons. I don't know if you consider that complete. Yeah, I think you gotta
that's quite there.
I think you need Badger's testimony for sure. And that's going to be a little bit more difficult than a dice roll. Secure the continent from an invasive predator species. Let's take a look at what the notes say in regards to getting experience for this. I think you might say it advances Whittington.
Sure.
So that's 200 plus another 200 for advances Whittington. And you made no attempt to hide it, so another 100. So that's 500 total.
All right.
What's that bring your end goal to? Is that 1,500 now?
No.
This is the first XP you've gotten?
This is the second. So this is now, I'm at 1,000 XP.
Okay.
Because that's 500 plus 500.
As an expert, I believe you need 1510.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping track.
All right, you'll need a new goal for next time.
All right. I've got layers to this now.
How are we for 2 weeks?
Should be good.
I should be good.
Sam?
Yeah, that should be good.
Okay. Are we starting the next episode at the Kerensky Ball?
I think that's good.
I was like, we're going to get to the Kerensky Ball this episode. I was so off.
I mean, there was so much energy in this episode. I love it. I felt like Athena had kind of a back seat for some of the chaos that ensued with Angus. But I loved what fucking happened there, man. That was so cool.
All right.
And Celeste started sniffing around, which I'm excited to see where that goes.
I mean, you've already seen what happens when Lachlan gets word that somebody's sniffing around.
Mm-hmm.
How long he'll let Celeste keep doing it is, I think, the big question.
Yeah, I mean, can Celeste hide any further tracks? That's the other question too. Is like,
she's
any
playing
closing
a dangerous
thoughts?
game now.
I mean, you're being hunted by yourself, technically. I don't know that I did a very good job of playing Lachlan this episode. I feel like I was just playing generic villain dad number one.
I thought it was perfect, man.
No, it was great. But I do love the fact that right now we have Eric, who is potentially going to be hunted or, competing against his previous characters. And we've got Celeste now competing against Lachlan's previous characters. I mean, I'm very curious to see how
the audience has made it clear that they know that you simp for your old characters as well, that you chase after the cons. Not everyone has. This is a warning to the rest of the cast. You don't have to kill your previous characters. You could be friends with them.
Like me.
Sam's just like, no.
Everyone's my enemy.
All right. Amazing.
Look, Athena is an attempt at redemption for the cons in some respect. At least that's my
sure.
initial goal.
we'll see how that party goes down 2 weeks from now in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us, viewers at home. Have a good time zone.